What is the Sadhu Vaswani Mission?
Sadhu Vaswani Mission is an organization where everyone can join in. Our focus, spiritual growth.
How does one be aware of the simpler things in life?
Setting your goals. Which standard we set for ourselves, we are not happy. Why? Because we keep on comparing ourselves with others. This is what is happening, especially with the overpowering social media that we have today. What do people put up? The celebrations, their vacations, their appearance. And we think that is a perfect life, that is a happy life. But actually, are those people who are posting it happy? Are they perfect? Be careful of the content you absorb. Jaisa ann, vaisa man.
दिल्ली का लौंडा दुबई में मच मच मचा रहा है धूम, दिल से पूछ रहा है सवाल, सबसे झूम बराबर झूम। ये मस्ती का खुलेगा यहाँ पिटारा, जो भी आएगा यहाँ सितारा, जश्न का बजेगा यहाँ नगाड़ा। टाइम आउट विद अंकित। टिप टिप टैप टप 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 टप, कॉफी का कप और गपशप लाइट चली, एक्शन हुआ, फिर मस्ती मस्ती का उड़ा धुआं। कोई केंचो, कोई वनक्कम, कोई मरहबा बल्ले, अरे आई सेट पर जब हबीबी, दिल विल सभी के जल्ले। मस्ती का खुलेगा यहाँ पिटारा, जो भी आएगा यहाँ सितारा, जश्न का बजेगा यहाँ नगाड़ा। टाइम आउट विद अंकित। दिल्ली का लौंडा दुबई में मच मच मचा रहा है धूम, दिल से पूछ रहा है सवाल, सबसे झूम बराबर झूम। ये
चले, शो भी शूट करना है यार। I don't get nervous quite often. It's very strange. Neither do I get very, very excited. Only one or two or maybe three instances from my life I remember where I was actually, excited to hear the person to an extent I couldn't wait. So as soon as Didi Krishna walked in also, I said, I'm very excited. Didi, thank you for making time for Timeout.
Thank you. It's a joy for me. And I'm also excited to participate in your show.
Thank you so much. Didi, can I ask you something now? For someone who's probably not as aware about it, what is the Sadhu Vaswani Mission?
I think for someone who's not aware, Sadhu Vaswani Mission is an organization where everyone can join in. Our focus is firstly on spiritual growth. We believe that man is essentially the soul. Our difficulty is that we have identified ourselves with this body-mind complex. And therefore, we keep on swinging between joy and sorrow. We are as if sitting in a seesaw. The moment we realize that we are essentially the soul, it is the soul, it is that energy. When it enters the body is able to function and the mind is able to function. As soon as this energy, the soul, the consciousness, whatever you call it, leaves the body and mind are useless.
Right.
Today, our emphasis is on the body and the mind, but we forget the soul, which is the center of energy. So, our first emphasis is on moving from body consciousness to soul consciousness. That gives us inner strength, connecting to our very core. The second is, once you're connected to your true self, to your higher self, you realize that you are not separate from another. You and the other are parts of the one whole. The same energy that flows through me flows through you. Therefore, you become a helper, a healer of humanity. Then selfishness turns into selflessness. And to fulfill these two objectives, we emphasize on education because we believe that we must begin with the child. The child is the life and light of the nation. If you want to make the world new, begin with the child because you can mold them. Younger the sapling,
That's right.
it's easier to mold it. Once it grows into a tree, you can do nothing about it.
That's very true.
So our emphasis is therefore on education, the right type of education. Yes, we must sharpen our intellect, our mind. That is very, very important. But along with bodybuilding, along with mind development, we need life development, education for life. Because in the exam, when they pass exams in schools, in colleges, and come out with flying colors, what is the difference between examination of life and exams which they give at school? They are very good at passing school examinations, but then when they have to face the examination of life, they are not equipped. So we teach them both the examination of schools, of colleges, but most importantly to pass in the examination of life. In the school, if you are in the same grade, all receive the same question paper.
True.
But in life, everyone receives a different question paper.
Absolutely right.
So we have to be completely relying on our own strength. That is what we try to cultivate in the children.
Okay. When you say education, can we speak about that a bit more? How is this taught to know more about yourself?
We begin our day with what we call a sanctuary period. And every day, through activities, through life examples, and through the role models of our masters and the lives of saints and sages, these values are tried to be inculcated in them through journaling, through actually practicing them. We may have a week which is gratitude week. We may have a month, a compassion month. So they are trained to be completely in tune with those values.
Okay. No, also another thing that really amazed me was you started this journey from the age of 3.
Actually, I think this journey is not mainly connected with the body. It is, you cannot even trace its origin.
Right.
But yes, our parents, our grandparents, they were followers of Sadhu Vaswani. And that culture, that tradition has been in our family. So even before I was born, our parents used to come to the mission. And yes, we also got drawn to that same path.
What was your not first reaction, I would say, but when you understood what Dada was teaching, what resonated with you? Or
What resonated with me firstly is the calm, the serenity with which every situation was handled. One side, the calm, the stability, the balance, the serenity, and on the other side, unconditional love. They accepted everyone and everything. There was no resistance, no reaction. That really drew me to them.
and ever since you've been on the journey yourself, can we speak about spirituality a little more? And because everyone who I have come across, they understand it very differently. One,
To me, if you will ask me what is spirituality, I will just say spirituality to me is awareness. All we have to do to practice spirituality, it's a very simple thing. We have made spirituality complicated.
right, right.
In fact, if someone will give us some simple solutions, we are not ready to take them. We feel they won't work. Because we live in an age of complication. We live in an artificial world. But spirituality is nothing but, simply stated, it is awareness. Let us be aware of every thought that we think. Today, what is our condition? We think in one way, we speak in another way, and we project, we act in yet another way.
True. Very true.
Aware. Be aware of what you think. Be aware of what you speak. And be aware of every action that you perform. That is very, very, very important.
But
Just practicing awareness, you will see you will become more calm, more balanced, more stable. You will start responding to things rather than reacting to things.
in today's busy life that we in a way have created for ourselves, right? Everyone has somewhere to reach, everyone has something to do, everyone is looking for the next thing. I have a phone today, I want two. I have a car today, I want a Rolls Royce. I have a house, I want a bigger house. And it's not the same with everyone. You know, someone's worried about paying probably the fees for their children or what they're going to eat in the evening. Everyone has a different scenario, which in a way, I don't know, have we created this for ourselves? And how does one be aware of the simpler things in life when so much is going around?
There is nothing wrong in setting your goals. Okay, you have a goal, you want a bigger home, it's fine. There is nothing wrong. Our difficulty is that once we get a bigger home, which standard we set for ourselves, we are not happy. Why? Because we keep on comparing ourselves with others.
Yes.
When this aspect of comparison comes in, then whatever we may achieve, it doesn't satisfy us. Therefore, we don't need to keep on comparing ourselves with others. It is good to learn from others. It is good to derive inspiration from others. But you don't have to constantly compare yourself to others. This is what is happening, especially with the overpowering social media that we have today. And everyone is so addicted to it. We just watch the pleasant things. What do people put up? The celebrations,
Right.
their vacations, their appearance. And we think that is a perfect life, that is a happy life. But actually, are those people who are posting it happy? Are they perfect? In fact, they do it to cover their unhappiness. And we, seeing those reels, we try to follow them, we try to imitate them, we want to recreate them. And in the process, we become so insecure. We lose our own self-confidence, we begin doubting ourselves. So it is we who create our own misery. There's a beautiful story of a child. There was a child, whenever he got a free time, you know, I think now also, but in India we have it. I don't know if it's there in Dubai. We have sloping roofs with mangrove tiles on it. He would go and sit on the sloping roof every night and he would sit and admire the stars. And one day, his father happens to come out in search of him and he sees him sitting and admiring stars. And he goes up, he tells him, "What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm admiring the stars. Just see how beautiful the sky looks because of them." And what does the father say to him? "Okay, tell me, which star is more beautiful? The bigger one or the one that is shining brightly?" And this child, he says, "Which one? Every star is beautiful. I never even thought of that aspect. I feel every star makes the sky beautiful." And the father said, "Is it so?" But from that day, whenever the child again sat to gaze at the stars, he would start thinking, which star is more beautiful? Which star is more bigger?
Okay. Okay.
So it is we who put all those seeds into our children. Therefore, the responsibility on parents, on teachers. Children, they want role models. They don't want to be told what to do and what not to do. They will follow what their parents are doing and what their mentors and teachers are doing. We need to be role examples before them. We tell our children, stay away from social media. But we, even while we are eating, we will be messaging and texting.
Very true. Very true.
How do we expect our children to follow us?
That's very, very true. But how does one be the right role model? Which
By being one. How did you become Ankit? By being that, right?
Right.
By walking that path.
Right.
There are no shortcuts.
And what is the path, if I can bring you to back to that again? Because again, like, so a parent, a child, and then he's a parent again in life. That's, I guess, from what I have understood, which I don't know nothing
Yes,
about.
yes.
And one seems to be doing what their parents have been doing. Like,
No, our parents, we were brought up in a different generation.
very true.
Even we, for most parts of our life, we didn't have a mobile.
Of course.
Now the mobiles have come and it's about 20 years back, right? We never had a news channel 24/7. The news would come once a day. Now 24 hours we are in that environment. Can you imagine? Just as pollution in our cities is growing, pollution inside us is also growing by all the content that we are absorbing. So much negative content. So all that also has it causes an indelible impression on us. Everything that we watch, everything that we see, everything that we hear, it leaves an indelible impression in our hearts, on our minds, and especially of children. They are like sponges. They just keep on absorbing. Therefore, all the more responsibility on you, Ankit. You must come up also with positive content, which will help the youngsters to live life, to be true to themselves. We are not true to our own selves. We just see some reel, as I said, and we just want to follow them. We forget our core values. We forget our own goals. We forget our own ideals. Just because we feel we will be missed out. The FOMO aspect.
Right. That's very true. Yes.
In fact, the youth that come to us, we tell them, don't be afraid of FOMO. In fact, we have coined a new word, JOMO.
Just
Joy of missing out. Be happy you're not part of a group who forget their own identity. They keep on wearing a fake persona just to try to fit in the society. Set your own benchmarks. And you will see that very soon, yes, now you are in a minority, maybe you are the only one, but very soon people will be able to see through that facade and they will all come to your side. Be genuine, be true to yourself, stand up for your ideals, stand up for your core values. Therefore, one simple practice we all should do every day is begin our morning with 15 minutes of personal quiet time. PQT. Just give 15 minutes to yourself. Today we have time for everything else, but we have no time for ourselves. We are just rushing, running like squirrels in a cage. Just imagine as if we are on a treadmill all the time. Therefore, today, what is the language which the youths use? Small children even, they say we are stressed out.
Right, yeah.
Did we know the word stress when we were children?
No.
We were so happy, we were so carefree. Whether it was exam time or whether it was vacation time, we were happy throughout. 15 minutes of that personal quiet time. That is very, 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 very important.
I was just thinking about this today in the morning, in fact. While I was driving to work, I was thinking, I've gotten so used to running that now sometimes I don't know what I'm running for.
It's true.
I don't have to run. I'm not in that position.
It's become a habit.
It's become, sometimes I just want to run towards something, but I don't know what I'm running towards. So I completely understand what you just said.
We give to explain that to our youths, we give them a simple illustration. Suppose you want to boil water. Okay, how will you boil it? We'll keep it on the burner, a gas, right? But we want to boil it faster. What will we do? We'll keep the lid on it.
Right, and short.
And keep the flame on full. This is what we do in our life. And then once the water starts boiling, what happens? That steam gets generated inside. And if we don't remove the lid, all the water, the boiling water will start spilling over, right? This is what we do in our life. We just want to move on a fast track. We think more work will lead to more success. And we do not put the lid of rest. As a result, what happens? Stress spills over. Insecurity spills over. Worry spills over. We are always on a fast track. Always. Just pause. Ask yourself, where am I going? Is it actually where I want to go? Is that my goal? Am I moving towards my goal or am I moving far away from my goal? Keep that self-interest, self-awareness. Whatever you do, just do it with awareness. Okay, if you want to go on the fast track, keep going. But be aware that you are on the fast track. Be aware when you have to stop. This is a wrong myth we have that more we work, more success we will get.
That's true. That's what most, even I believe that, to be honest with you, now that I think about it.
There is a place for rest, for taking just a little pause. Just pause. Press the pause button.
Didi, but when I try to do that, and this is coming from a very personal, I don't know why, but I'm just, so when I try and do that, then the mind takes me to responsibilities. I am responsible towards my parents. I am responsible towards my children. I am responsible towards my wife. I am responsible towards my staff. Responsibility comes in and then it takes me back to where that same thought process. What does one do about that then?
I said, no, we have this wrong equation that more work leads to more success. When you bring in these pauses, when you start self-reflection, you will in fact save a lot of time. because you will free yourself from many distractions. Today, even though we are at a particular place, physically, our minds are somewhere else.
Right.
So much of our time goes in unnecessary distractions. Especially we have this gadget now. I call it's a limb of our body. We can't do without it. Even if we get 10 seconds, just close your eyes for those 10 seconds and pause. It has nothing to do with your work. It has nothing to do with your responsibility. Just those 10 seconds, take a pause. And the best way to take a pause is focus on your breath. The more you try to focus on your breath, the more calm, the more relaxed you will be. Whenever you get 10 seconds, 15 seconds, just try this simple exercise. Don't first say, I will pick up the mobile, but 15 seconds, I will come back to my breath. Feel the breath going in and feel the breath coming out. And as you feel the breath going in, feel that you're inhaling the positive energy of the universe. And as you're exhaling, imagine, visualize that you're exhaling all the negativity, all the fear, doubt, insecurity that is in you. Then get back to your work. It's not that your productivity will be affected. In fact, your productivity will increase many times more. That is being aware. Am I truly productive?
Because, yeah, I guess that's the first step, breathing. It gets you, you realize the essence of life, which is the first step, I guess.
Yes. For self-awareness, the first thing we all should do is 15 minutes of personal quiet time. Wake up in the morning, no looking for any gadget, no turning to your left or to your right. Just those 15 minutes first for your inner self. And what do you do in those 15 minutes? As I said, begin with gratitude. Feel grateful. Feel grateful firstly for this beautiful human birth that we have received. We take this human life for granted. Such a healthy body we have. We realize the value of our health, for example, our eyes, our ears, our hands, only when we face some difficulty.
True.
Otherwise, we take it for granted. Feel grateful for so many bounties nature bestows on us. Feel grateful for your dear and near ones, for your spouse, for your children. Without them, what would life be? So dull, so dry. Let us express, and the more you express gratitude, the more you will see you will be filled with joy, you will be filled with peace. And after that, you visualize God's purity, His love, His joy, His strength, His power, His peace flowing into you, making you strong, filling you with wisdom and strength. Wisdom to be able to make the right choices, and strength to be able to face the problems and challenges of life. You literally feel that power flowing into every cell of your body, every pore of your being. Get up feeling charged, feeling strengthened. Get up with a few positive affirmations. Within me, there are unlimited possibilities. There is nothing that I cannot achieve. Today is the day when I will be successful at every step. I will be calm and peaceful, come what may. I will not react. I will respond to every situation, to every person, whichever positive affirmations you want. Everything is happening for my ultimate good. Begin your day with that courage, with that confidence. And throughout the day, as I said, whenever you get a chance, take a slight pause. It can be 10 seconds, 50, and reaffirm those affirmations. What do we do to our mobile? Every night we charge it. Otherwise, it's of no use to us.
Right, true.
We don't charge ourselves. We are using ourselves continuously, but we don't charge ourselves. And the more we use the mobile, even if we get 5 minutes somewhere, we put it, we try to find an
Right,
outlet.
true. Right.
Same thing we should do to ourselves. Whenever you get a few seconds even, just charge yourself. Within me lie unlimited possibilities. I am a creator of my destiny. I will design my destiny today. Whatever affirmations you want. Fill yourself with courage, power, confidence, positivity, faith, hope. You should, in fact, be a person who energizes the full family, who's an anchor for the full family. Once we practice this PQT, we will see that we will be able to help even our family.
Which brings me to my next thing. That's very beautifully put, Didi.
Let me complete the second practical tip.
Right.
Be careful of the content you absorb, whether it is in the mind or whether it is in the body. The food that you give to your mind and the food that you give to your body. Jaisa ann, vaisa man. Vaisa man. Our mind is dependent on the food we eat. Even our health is dependent on the food we eat.
Definitely.
Be careful of the content you consume, which includes Reels, Insta, TikTok, everything, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you may name it, Insta. What else we have? LinkedIn. I
So
don't
many.
know. So many platforms. Thirdly, be careful of the company in which you move. Company influences us. And fourthly, try to be a person who's ever ready to help. The more we help others, remember, this is another law of nature. What goes out of you comes back to you 100-fold. If you give love, love will come back to you 100-fold. But if you give jealousy, attachment, then that will come back to you. Be a giver. Keep on giving, giving. Our difficulty is, we say, what will I get? Don't think of what you will get. Think of what you can give, what you can contribute.
Karma and fate. Does it exist, or we are what we make of ourselves?
Karma definitely exists. Fate definitely exists. The karma of yesterday is the fate of today. The seed that you have sown yesterday, you will reap it. If not today, tomorrow. It's like a seed. If you sow, for example, kothmeer, you will get the plant in 1 week, 10 days. But if you sow bamboo seeds, how long do they take to fructify? 8 years, 10 years. The thoughts we think today are our destiny tomorrow. The words of today are our destiny tomorrow. The actions of today are our destiny tomorrow. Both go hand in hand. Therefore, be aware. Because what you're sowing, you will have to reap, no one else. Then we say, why me? Why is this happening to me? My dear, it is you who sowed it. And if you sowed it, you have to reap it.
Also, I mean, they have their dependency on numerology, astrology, and so many other things. Is that the right thing to do?
It depends on you. If you believe in them, they will come true. Today, what is manifestation?
Right.
What you think about, you keep on drawing that to yourself. If you believe in all these things, if you don't follow them, you will create those thoughts. This happened to me because I did not follow. Then you keep on drawing that situation to yourself.
So,
And they are sciences, for sure they are sciences. But man has the power even to rise above them. That is the power man has. We can create our own destiny. We can design our own destiny. We can use them to help us, but not to take us on the negative side.
which we are referring to as the power of will.
The power of will.
That's true. Lot of times, sometimes we know things that we should not do.
Yes.
We know that we are doing this wrong, but we end up, देखा जाएगा.
अभी तो एंजॉय कर ले, फिर देखेगी क्या होता है.
Yeah, it's true.
Today we live in an age of instant gratification. We have been so trained. We want instant food, instant banking, instant shopping. सब कुछ instant चाहिए.
Right. But I don't know. That's the life we have created for us.
We have created. So that's why it is we who have to be aware. Is this life taking me to where I want to go? It's your choice. It's your decision. And your choice and your decision is your destiny.
Is not greed is not the right word though. Is wanting for more wrong?
There's nothing wrong in wanting for more. Unless you set up high goals, hitch your wagon to the star. But don't be attached. Our difficulty is attachment and selfishness. Be free from selfishness. Be happy if you grow and with you others also grow. And don't be attached to the things and people. Because attachment is the cause of sorrow. One day, either they will leave you or you will leave them. That is an inviolable law. Let possessions not define you. Let them not own you. You enjoy them. You use them. But don't be shackled by them. Why? Otherwise they are created.
Very true.
If you can afford it, why not lead a comfortable life? There is no harm. But at the same time, along with your comfort, think of the comfort of others also. Learn to share. Who is actually remembered? Not the ones who have amassed millions. Not the ones who have generated power, yielded authority. But people who have left a mark of kindness on humanity. Therefore, learn to be kind, caring, loving, sharing.
When everyone goes into the space of getting these negative thoughts, sometimes you don't want to, and it just comes back, and then you again are taken towards that. Will awareness and
100%.
realization
Yes, will awareness and realization
help with that in terms of, being at peace for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, for 10 minutes, for any time.
when negative thoughts come to me, it is not my fault. My fault arises when I give them room inside. Before making space for any thought inside, you must weigh that thought. Is that thought a positive thought or is it a negative thought? Is it going to be of benefit to you or is it going to pull you down? Is it going to raise your vibrational energy or is it going to deplete your energy? If it is going to raise, welcome it. If it's going to deplete, don't allow it to enter. How? Whenever a negative thought comes, suppose it is a thought of reacting, be aware of it and substitute it by responding. We need to change the face of the thought from negative to positive. But for that, firstly, we should be aware. And secondly, repeated practice is needed. The more we practice, we keep on creating grooves inside us. Already we have formed those habits. The habits of reacting, the habit of comparing, whatever habit it may be. Now we have to create new grooves inside us. And that happens when we keep repeated practice, keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Does simple meditation of
100%. Because meditation, as I said, it increases your awareness and it makes you stronger. It makes you grow in willpower. And that's what is needed to combat these negative thoughts. And I also mentioned, take care of the company you meet. See that you are in that positive company all the time and you consume the right content all the time.
right.
All are interrelated.
All are interrelated, true. One more thing. Can someone pass on okay, कहते हैं ना नजर लगा सकते हैं लोग क्योंकि एक एनर्जी होती है राइट
नजर लग सकती है इफ किस पे लग सकती है जो वीक रहता है अगर आप स्ट्रॉन्ग है तो वीक पर्सन का नज़र आप पे लग नहीं सकता है इसीलिए सुबह सुबह को हर रोज़ अपने आप को पहले स्ट्रॉन्ग कीजिए क्रिएट दैट आर्मर अराउंड यू then no nazar will be able to pierce you. No challenge will be able to make you feel low. We have to create that armor around us. The armor of faith, the armor of strength, the armor of courage, as I said. Just practice this one thing every morning, few minutes for yourself. Self with a capital S. There are two selves within us, the lower self, the mind, and the higher self, the heart. Therefore, many times we hear two voices speaking inside us. One says, no, don't do that. Other says, it's okay, you can do it.
That's very true. That's very true.
And how do you know which voice you are following? When the decision that you take only benefits you. That means you're following the mind. But if you follow the voice of the heart, then your decision will benefit everyone.
So we should do a bit of both?
Never. Only if it benefits everyone, it will surely benefit you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that little bit that creeps in and that little bit becomes a little more bit, and finally only that little bit remains.
I guess, yeah, if you look at it like that, but I mean, from what I can pick up and everything that I'm understanding, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm not. It's about love.
It's about?
It's about love.
Love.
Love yourself. Love the
Love
people
your,
around you.
yes. Love yourself. But I said S capital, not your ego. We love ourselves. We keep on pampering our ego. You're always right. No, that is not true. Love your higher self, your true self. Stand by it. Don't get dragged by your lower self.
Well, then life will be fine.
Super fine.
Don't get
Start your journey today. That will make our coming here fruitful. Start your journey today. A journey of self-discovery. We are busy discovering everything outside of us. But we don't go on the journey within us. Start this journey today by just setting aside, okay, if you find 15 minutes too much, start with 5 minutes. You will get so much benefit from it. On your own, you will go on increasing the time period. but make it a rule. 5 minutes for myself.
I definitely will. Thank you, Didi,
Thank you so
for
much.
making time for Timeout. You're going to find me in your sessions very, very soon.
No,
And it's a pleasure
thank you so
to
much.
have you. And it's just been lovely to be in your presence.
Same here.
And just thank you.
Keep doing the good work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Didi.